What's up guys, Sub-Zero here, doing another one of these replay reviews, this time of a game mid lane where I'm playing ZILEAN. And the main reason I wanted to go over this game is because it is a very good example of how, as long as you don't tilt, work with your team, and continue playing into the late game, you can win any game. So first thing we see here is I just take a bad trade against Syndra. And she gets Thunderlords off against me, whereas I can't get it off on her because I miss Q. This is sort of setting the tone for the lane. I'm already a little bit down in HP, but I can poke back with my Qs, so it's not a huge issue. But that's basically how the early lane phase is going. I'll just speed it up here, because we go through a lot of trading here, and I want to cover more of the macro and jungle-based decisions rather than just this. Oh, however, there's a play here where she goes for a Q on me, gets creep blocked, and actually manages to get executed to a minion, which ends up getting her the first blood. She burns both summoners for that. If I had hit her with the bomb, this would have been totally okay, but because I don't, my wave gets pushed out, and despite the fact that she burned both summoners, I'm actually pretty far behind. We see Graves fighting Sejuani up here, but he doesn't really get anything for it, and so I'm just going to continue to push out the mid lane as ZILEAN. I have a slight CS lead, but it's really pretty negligible. So that fight overall just was really unlucky for me. I tried to fight her, and she did go under tower. It should have been just a 1-for-1 trade, in which she misses out on some CS and has to burn both summoners to burn my one, but I missed the Q, so yeah, a little bit unlucky. She's pressuring me out here again, but I know that I have 4 minions hitting on her, so I can deal a lot of damage. I get the Thunderlords off, and as you can see, if I had hit that first bomb there, she would be dead, but I went a little wide on it. So twice here, missed out on a couple of kills by not hitting bombs, and here I just get flashed on by Sejuani, pick up the stun onto the Syndra, but it's not enough to take her down, and Graves can't come in the counter gank because he doesn't have flash. So he's going to push out my wave again because that's the kind of person he is, and I'm going to teleport back to mid lane to try to put some pressure down on the enemy mid lane. Now, I just want to think about this teleport play here because it's a little weird, right? Graves has the wave pushed out. Do I want to push here, or should I just walk straight to lane and save teleport? What teleport does here is it allows me to better push Syndra out of lane because she might stay and grab all the CS. So it helps me zone Syndra and Sejuani off of this CS and keep the wave pushed in so that I can continue to accrue a CS lead. There's also definitely the possibility of a dive happening here just because I'm ZILEAN. Like if I hit double bomb off onto one of them right here, they just die, as you can see with Sejuani taking so much damage. But once again, I can't hit both bombs because ZILEAN's a hard champ, man. Been playing him recently, and he's hard. But this does let me full push an entire wave into tower, and Sejuani's the only one who can pick it up. Almost hit the double bomb here, but I don't, because I'm bad. But in any case, we get the entire wave pushed into tower, so I have a 1 CS lead on Syndra despite the fact that I'm 0-2 in lane against her. I actually ended up missing a lot of CS here because I double bombed the wave, which is really bad. In that situation, just because I'm so far behind, I need to be playing more passive and not double bombing the wave in that situation because it just loses me the wave. At least I can pick up blue buff here, but so far I'm 0-2-0 in lane. Top lane gets solo killed and bot lane gets killed. There's just a weird skirmish bot lane. Let's check it out. Oh, I do recall seeing this. So Xayah gets pulled under tower while the enemy bot lane is incredibly low, so she can quickly pick up the kill on to the Lucian, and Rakan goes in here to pick up the kill onto the Thresh, so they end up going 2-for-1. But Sejuani tries to chase down Rakan and doesn't get anything for it. Okay, now back to me. I'm continuing to trade with Syndra in the mid lane. Still can't really out-trade her, but I can get some damage off, and I do have level 6. I get the double bomb off here, which is really huge. I was kicking myself for this. I think I could have gotten in the autos required to kill her here. When I get the double bomb, I think I should have just double bomb auto and she'd die. So here I could have autoed. Yeah, definitely could have autoed twice there. I should have just completely engaged on it. She didn't even have ultimate up. So that's my bad. Definitely like 3 areas here where I'm making mistakes. It's a lot easier to point out these small micro mistakes as mid lane just because you're throwing so many skill shots. You know, when I'm jungling, which is the comparison between jungling and laning, like when I'm clearing jungle camps, which is the same thing as like CSing in lane, you know, it's not like I'm like, man, I could have cleared that camp slightly better. Rakan pings that he's going to go in and help me here. He wants to pull the roam off, but he sees the pink ward and just leaves, so that makes sense. And I get blown up there by Syndra, so we'll check it out again, just because I'm a masochist, I guess. But I'm sitting here, sitting at 500-ish HP, no, like 4.300, and she just hits me with QE, and I think that's it. No, W as well, right? We're just gonna watch this one more time because I wanna see completely how I die. So she throws W, Q, and hits E there for the Thunder Lords and the kill. Really well played by her, honestly. It really sucks for me though. I'm sitting here in mid lane, 0-3-0. My team's doing not great, but not horrible. This game is not over yet. But the enemy team does have a 1,000 gold lead at 8 minutes, which isn't great. You generally want the enemy team not to have a gold lead this early, but I'm dealing with it. I'm just going to continue pushing out mid, and then Sejuani comes and ults me. I get ult off onto myself and keep running away. Just barely don't get out here. Oh man, this play. So, I'm 0-4-0 at this point. So, I know that I have ult here. I cast ult. Syndra saves ult because she knows my ult's coming. I flash out here, throw the double bomb, actually hit the double bomb onto the Syndra, but Sejuani was taking tower the entire time. I need to double bomb the target who is under tower, but since I flash out, I have no time to get my like camera back here, so I just throw a double bomb, and Sejuani flashing forward flashes out of my double bomb. This is like the most tilted you'll get, going 0-4-0 in mid lane. I was quite tilted, but I'm trying a new way of thinking, basically, where I just focus everything on not getting tilted. Some games I would embrace the tilt and just be like, okay, I'm really tilted. That's how it is. This game, no. I'm just going to do everything to not get tilted, to play around my team, do my best. Now, Rakan comes in here for a roam, which is super good, hits the knockup onto the Syndra, and she's just dead. That's the power of ZILEAN. Despite the fact that I'm incredibly far behind, we can pick up this kill, and Pantheon burns his ultimate there, which is just great for us. Like, they get nothing out of that, and we get a kill off the excellent Rakan roam. So, huge props to the Rakan for roaming there. I port bot lane here in an attempt to counter this turret dive, but I can't really get anything. I think it probably would have been better for me to teleport to the ward here, and if they dove, it's pretty hard, because I start porting and then they start running away. If they had gone for the dive, like if I had ported here and they had gone for the dive, then I might not have been able to get to my team in time. I wouldn't have flashed, like flash ult someone, so it's really hard. So the teleport is just a tool to get them off of the tower and stop the dive, which isn't great, but it's something. I continue going for poke here. Top lane ends up getting killed, right? Yeah, he gets ganked here. Yeah. Oh no. We get the kill, okay. Because our Graves picks up the kill. So, good job top lane team. And we're just going to keep pushing out. Can take a look at bot lane too. It's just, we're going everywhere this game. Though this isn't super applicable to us, but yeah. They get caught out by a really good flash engage from Thresh. So, not too much they could do about that, honestly, because Xayah doesn't have flash up. So I'm just sitting mid, still farming the wave out. A little bit behind. We end up getting first tower just because of the fact that we have a Tryndamere in the top lane who's just auto-shoving every wave into tower, getting hits on tower, and then the gank from Graves allowed him to finally pick up that tower. So that's really good. We're barely actually behind, despite the fact that I'm 0-4-0, or 1-4-0 now, which is pretty amazing, but team actually did pretty well. So this is one of those games where if I got super tilted and just decided the game was over just because I went 0-4-0 in lane and just started basically running it down mid, then the game would have been over. We would have straight up lost. But because I'm staying not tilted, and team's actually doing a lot, despite the fact that I'm this far behind, I am still able to make plays like stop that dive bot lane and pick up a kill. And this is D3 elo. Like, this is what the account is. This isn't like bronze elo and I'm like coming back from a gold league where my opponent throws super hard. They're like pretty good players. You can check out the Trinamir here, but I think he just gets 3-manned with the ult. Yeah. And I come down here just starting to walk toward bot lane in an attempt to help them secure the tower, but since they sent 3 top, there's no way we're going to be able to... There's no way they're going to be able to stop us from taking that. So now, we're back in the mid lane. I want to look at this again, because it's just pretty smooth. I'm just clearing the pink ward. You know, Cinder's like, man, I can clear this mid wave, come up, kill the ZILEAN probably. He's a noob. Sit here. I have no vision of this. Let's check this out with my vision. I'd like to see. Can we request that? Okay. No, that's, boom. Fog of War for red team. Yep. So, you know, I'm clearing this pink ward. Say, where's Cinder? We see Cinder here. You know, she's coming around. She's clearing some stuff. But I can't see her. And yet anyway, I hit the double bomb, and we just kill her straight gangster style. Honestly, it was amazing. And I'm great at this game. But yeah, it's little things like that that can bring you back into the game, because every champion can do something from behind. Some are better than others. ZILEAN happens to scale super well and is a CC bot when he's behind or ahead. So, you know, like, as long as I have level 2, I can CC someone super hard and do a ton of damage to them with double bombs. So despite the fact that I'm behind, I'm able to make that play with the assistance of Graves, who did a good job being there. I see my bot lane going in here. I'm seeing Xayah get super low, so I'm on my way in here. I flash, try to ult the Xayah just to make sure she doesn't die, but she also flashes out, so that's all in good. She doesn't die, and I guess I didn't need to flash for her, but I did just in case. The enemy team tries to push mid lane out here after we picked up the double kill bot, which isn't recommended because they should know that I'm on my way. Trinamir is getting actually destroyed under this tower here, and I go for the double bomb, which just barely doesn't hit both of them, which is pretty unfortunate, but we have the Graves coming in here. I feel like I hit a double bomb here. Graves flashes in here and just kills himself. He doesn't manage to pick up the kill. It was a little unlucky that I had spent ult in the bot lane because I can't really do anything here. But yeah, I stay here knowing that if they try to dive me, I'll just throw a bomb into the Syndra. So she takes a tower shot and then dies to that. I put the bomb on my head and run back into them to try to blow up the Sejuani. We pick up the kill on the Sejuani, and Pantheon gets out here. So that's 2 super easy kills we pick up just because they overextend taking a tower. That's another thing. Like, they were obviously super overextended at that time, so me pushing and just knowing how to take advantage of the fact that they were overextending, know the limits of my champion, and knew that I could stay in there and not die and just throw the bomb on Cinder's head and kill her. That was really good. So I'm building into my second item here, which is Morello's. Rod of Ages first is always good on ZILEAN. It gives you a little bit of tankiness, but most importantly, mana and AP. And then Morello's just gives you the CDR and more mana regen you need, because this champion's very mana hungry. So Xayah and Rakan wanted to go in here. I don't really know what they were doing, but they kind of backed out last second, so I just come up and grab this blue buff. We dropped a Rift Herald top lane, so I decided that we need to make a play onto bot lane. So I'm starting to chase down the enemy bot lane. We see Sejuani coming over the wall here to try to get me, but I am just basically out of her range. I don't actually... Like, I did not notice that Sejuani was so close to me, because she barely did anything. We pick up 2 kills here. I get the ult off onto Xayah to save her, but she also ults to live. And we get a ton of damage into the Sejuani here, but I don't think it's enough to end up picking the kill. And we just go for this tower here, which is really good because the enemy team sent the rest topside to deal with our Herald push, which is why I want to do the push bot lane in general. Whenever you're dropping a Herald, you want to either just stack 5 people on the Herald and try to protect it and try to siege with it and get towers with it, or make a play on the opposite side of the map. Give Graves a level there just because I'm a nice guy, and sort of run back and forth, trying to zone the enemy team off this dragon in general, and trying to get some damage in. Oh, I recall this fight. It was pretty bad, because I just sort of get trapped in between a bunch of people. I managed to get out here, but Xayah and Rakan go down, and then I run back in, trying to get a kill off onto them, but I don't get the double bomb onto the Pantheon, and my Lucian just barely trades 1 for 1, and here is where I just get sandwiched. I've already used my ultimate because I used it early. I just went too far not respecting the Syndra, because with ZILEAN you can go really far in, but that was a little bit too far, basically, knowing that Syndra is coming. Like, if Syndra wasn't coming, I could have gotten out fine, but because she was, I couldn't. So I teleport behind this Pantheon here. I have no vision on the Thresh at this point, but I just run in and pick up this kill onto the Pantheon. So I land the first bomb, barely land the second. He's going to take the Lantern and get out for now, but I can speed myself up and chase him down. Sadly, I get hooked by the Thresh here, so I can't finish that, but a great ultimate into knockup by the Rakan here allows us to pick up both kills, getting both Lucian. Oh, no. We pick up the kill onto the Thresh and get Lucian low enough that we can start off this Baron, and the enemy team is both too low and too scared to contest. So we get the Baron incredibly low, end up taking it. Syndra flashes in and tries to pick up a kill, and she does a ton of damage, but notice how none of us are dead yet, and they basically used everything. Lucian goes in here on me trying to pick something up, but I get the double bomb off onto the Syndra and kill her, and that gives my team enough time to get out while I die to the enemy team, because they have 4 people there. So, good job by me, picking up the kill onto the Syndra and letting the team get out, because we could not have continued to fight that. You saw how low our health bars were. Basically, we were just dead if we didn't get out there. So they end up picking up a tower, but overextending. So let's look at this again, because I kind of sped through that. So they have the advantage right here. They can just walk up and take this, but our good old Rakan starts spamming wards down so that Sejuani can't take the Lantern, and then ults in here and picks up the kill onto the Sejuani and also the Pantheon as well. So they just overextended really hard for that, and it was a really good job by our Rakan to ward and stop the Sejuani from being able to take Lantern. They have a few people under tower here, but I'm just going to run in and try to help the team out. There's not really anything the enemy team can do here. All that's left is Thresh, Lucian, Syndra. Syndra does have ultimate, so if Thresh hits a hook or Syndra hits a E, they can pick up a kill, and it might be good. The problem is that once I unite with the team, there's nothing they can do. The Syndra ult, which is their only real way of picking up a kill, is completely neutralized by my ult, so they can just do nothing. Syndra walks up a little far here, and we start chasing her down, but she's actually quite strong and deals a bunch of damage to our Tryndamere and the Rakan. Tryndamere ults, I ult, so we burn 2 really important summoner spells, and then continue to push, which is generally a mistake. At this point, we're all low. We just need to get out of here, because we don't have my ult, we don't have Trynd ult, and I get trapped between their team, and this Pantheon here, so I just end up getting caught out, and then the rest of the team goes down in the fight. Xayah gets caught out. It was really just a story of us getting caught out. So while we're scaling well and picking up a lot of stuff, this game is definitely not over. The enemy team is less than 2k gold behind us, and they're just going to push it down mid lane. This is actually like a situation where the enemy team might be favored to win the game, just because they can come in and pick up this inhib. Rakan goes in. He was telling Graves at the time to go in with him, and Graves didn't really want to. But judging by the amount of damage they took, they probably could have won this fight. It would have just taken a lot of moxie from the Graves, we're going to say. Anyway, I end up speeding in here with everything that I've got, trying to catch the enemy team, but I don't think we end up catching anyone. I think I get like a bomb onto the Sejuani, or I try to bomb their team. However, we are pushing out the mid lane. We do have the Baron wave, and the enemy team has to back. So we are able to pick up this tower because it's really low. So we'll just do that. We decide not to continue to push because the enemy team's full HP. But we do go for this pick here because our comp is like incredibly good at picking. The combination of Rakan knockup and ult with my double bomb is just ridiculous. Any champion that can hold a member of the enemy team in one spot is amazing with ZILEAN, and the fact that Rakan can do that with multiple people with his knockup is just great. So we're going to sit in this bush and wait for some members of the enemy team to come. We also have Trin top, which is drawing some of their team top, which makes it so this definitely won't be a 5v5. But he gets in here, gets the double knockup. Now, problematically, look at the mid wave. Their super minion and the rest of their minion wave have absolutely destroyed our wave. The only wave that we could push here is bot lane, and I start pinging bot lane, but we can't get to bot lane soon enough. The super minion is still pushing mid, so we actually can't pick up anything off of that double kill other than this dragon because of the super minion wave in mid. So it's really important to pay attention to minion waves like this. If we had maybe prepped this wave a little bit better earlier, we might have been able to get a push going onto mid lane with both Lucian and Thresh dead, but because they had the wave pushing us, we just couldn't. I'm going into Banshee's Veil here just because it's really good, into Syndra and Pantheon as well, and Thresh. It's just a really good defensive item for mages, and that's what I love on ZILEAN, just so I'll never ever die. But yeah, we have Baron in 2 minutes. Right now not much is happening. I'm playing with fire a little bit, trying to push this wave while the enemy team pushes out as well. But overall, we're just chilling, basically waiting for Baron to come up and our inhib to come up, because right now we don't really have anything we can push for. We can leave Tryndamere top. I guess I'll unpause because we're not doing too much right now, but we can leave Tryndamere top and have him split push. But with the mid wave pushing into us like this, it's not really a favorable circumstance, and since our inhib's going to come up in a little bit, we can just continue to push out and wait for that inhib to come up, and then try to push under more favorable circumstances. We do try to go for another pick here, but the enemy team intelligently uses a blue trinket and spots us there. So we scatter like roaches and then go back to the exact same spot and hope the enemy team is idiots. However, we see Tryndamere going in here, going towards the bot lane, and both Thresh and Syndra and Sejuani come to try to chase here. And then Pantheon man drops onto Baron. I guess he thought that we had started Baron already, and so he was going for the steal because we had such good vision control of the Baron, which was a huge factor in this play, because they don't know that we're doing Baron, or they don't know whether we're doing Baron or not. So we get the Rakan engage here, easy pickup onto the Thresh, though the Lucian keeps running away. But yeah, vision control there was a huge deal. I speed up the Rakan onto the Lucian, flash for the double bomb, but I don't get it because he flashes out. But then I just slow the Lucian down. There's nothing he can do here. He trades well onto me, but he can't kill me through the double bomb. And even if he could, I have the ulti. We see that we have a huge wave bot lane here, which is amazing for us. I try to go back to base here, and a rogue siege minion comes and stops my recall, which was just amazing. But I go for the recall here so that I can port in here at full HP, because I know the enemy team's coming back up, but I also know that we have a huge wave and we want to use that to push this out. So I have Banshee's Veil now, hit double bomb onto absolutely nothing. Sejuani engages. She's the front line here, but she's pretty separate from our team. It's a 4v4 because we have Tryndamere here, and the Xayah ult hits nobody. So that's a little bad start, but we can get a little bit of poke off onto this, and I keep going for these double bombs here. Super strong part about ZILEAN, you can just keep spamming this AoE stun that does a ton of damage on cooldown. QWQ, 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 every like 7 seconds. That's ridiculous. I can just keep fishing for it. It's almost like an ultimate, but I just have it on a low cooldown. So we get caught out a little bit here, but Rakan does engage with the ultimate. Syndra's here trying to pick me off with the ultimate. I do ult myself. So this is basically a fight on two fronts. We have the first front, which is on the bottom here. So just divide the screen at 2 lines where the inhib is. I really should get a little pen where I can draw onto the screen. But this is a fight on 2 fronts. So bottom front we just saw. I'm going in on here and getting blown up by the Syndra. Top front we have Xayah, Rakan, Thresh, and Pantheon. So Syndra comes down here to go on the second front. They get the hook onto the Xayah. Rakan jumps in and ults, allowing Xayah to do a ton of damage to the top side, and then she knocks them up. Do I get a bomb off? Or is that just straight up Xayah and Rakan damage? Wait, I want to slow this down a little bit because this is a super important fight in the game. Yeah, I throw a bomb here, which is actually hugely influential in the fight. So while I'm getting blown up by Syndra on this bottom half of the fight, on the top half, I throw a bomb here, which actually ends up being hugely influential because of the Rakan knockup. So I throw double bombs here, it double bombs them, and so it picks up the kill onto the Pantheon and ends up getting the Thresh super low so that Zai can pick up the kill. And I do that without me or Graves dying on the bottom side of the fight. So that leaves 5 people up. So that was a super important fight. If we had lost that fight, it's very possible we lose the game, but we end up picking up 2 inhibs off of this. And we definitely want to back out at this point. There's just nothing to be gained other than blue buff. There's no way we can end here with us this low. And Xayah does get a little bit caught out here by the Sejuani and the rest of their team. And we predict that they're going to come push mid because that just seems like the most obvious thing to do. However, we do have Baron, we do have super mains, so it's really hard for them to push. We saw the Sejuani flash away from my double bomb just because she respects it that much. But she throws an ultimate out here. Pantheon ult does absolutely nothing. I get stunned up here, but I'm tanky enough and I have enough heal that they can't do anything here. The double bomb just barely doesn't go off, but it is enough, along with the rest of the team, to pick up the kill onto the Pantheon. I end up wasting my ult, and Trin ends up wasting his ult. This is something we did like twice this game, where I ult Trin and Trin ults, and neither of them end up getting popped, which is a huge mistake, but my ult's up super soon. If you look, it's already half up. So me and Xayah say, come, please push top team. There's nothing to be gained in mid or bot lane. The only inhib and tower left, other than the Nexus towers, is in top lane. Why don't we push top? But we also say we can send Trin bot so that he can apply pressure here. Trin really, in a 4v4 situation, isn't going to be useful. If we have Trin top lane here, it really doesn't do much. If we have him bot lane, it can scare the team off, or it can scare the team from fully engaging on us. Okay, let's finish the point about the Trin. If we have Trin here in 4 top and we engage on this fight, he can just split push and end the game. Or if they send 2 bot or even 1 bot, we end up having a 4v4 or a 4v3 top, and that allows us to easily win a fight. Pantheon overextends super hard here into all 3 of us. He's just super tilted at this point, even though he and I have the same amount of deaths, but his team's been doing a lot worse, basically. And now Sejuani starts coming towards us, but there's nothing she can do. Xayah's getting the regen from the Ocean Drake, and we have 2 people pushing into their base here, which is a really risky play. However, Rakan gets a huge engage here. I get double bombs onto the Syndra, and she just gets absolutely deleted along with the Thresh here. We picked up the Lucian, actually, is who I really picked up with that double bomb, and we just end the game here. So, a really chaotic game, 55 kills in 33 minutes. Definitely a very interesting one, but I feel like one that shows the importance of not tilting super hard, because I was 0-4-0 in lane, ended up going 7-7-16, which, yeah, isn't the best scoreline. I don't want to have 7 deaths as ZILEAN. However, picking up the next 7 kills and 16 assists while only having 3 deaths, so if you just acted like I left lane phase 0-0-0, I would have gone 7-3-16. So I just put those 4 kills behind me in lane and pushed forward, tried to make plays with my team, tried to use my champion strengths and help my team accrue leads. Like, Rakan did an amazing job of also using his champion strengths to work with my strengths as ZILEAN by using all those knockups and ults to set up my double bombs. So really good combo that we had there, and Xayah as well. Trinmere doing a good job of pushing, and Graves just outputting a ton of damage. It was really a good case of teamwork. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, learned maybe something about mid lane, because, you know, it's a very complicated lane. I would say it's the hardest lane in the game. And even I am still learning a lot of things, as you could see, like predicting where people are going to run and throwing skill shots on them. I definitely could have hit more double bombs this game, though I hit enough that we were able to win the game. And just looking back at the game, it's amazing how many areas to improve there are. So I would encourage you guys to look at your own replays and see where there are areas you can improve on, because even if you're not you know, the best player in the world, you can still see your areas that you made mistakes in, and your mentality going into the game while you're playing it is completely different from your mentality watching the game over. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, there's a button to subscribe right after I stop talking, so click that and I'll thank you a lot. There's also a link to my Twitch in the description, so follow that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.